Sir, I have known about the initiative from Anudeep Durishetty sir. He
Okay,
has made a tremendous achievement in complete Telangana, I think. So when I just
right.
thought of civil services then in 2018 during
Okay,
my internship. Then when I followed sir, the thing he said was regarding current affairs. He followed the Samachar Manthan
right,
of Civilsdaily.
right.
So
Okay,
then I've seen that the current affairs test, there is one current affair test for every month
right,
as a part of prelims test series. So I thought it would be beneficial if I keep covering the current affairs each and every month,
right,
so that those things won't be extended at once at last.
right.
So that was the reason, sir, that I've taken the prelims test series and mains test series also.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civils Daily.
Hello, guys. My name is Birendra, and I welcome you all in Unheard Toppers Talk series of Civilsdaily. And today we have with us Srija, and she has secured rank 20 in UPSC Civil Services Examination 2020. And we are glad to see her here on the platform. That it is really a proud moment for us to have her here. So we are going to talk about some, the journey she has been, following to crack the examination, and the strategy she has followed throughout the year to, achieve rank 20, which is quite tough for, everyone. All the aspirants, have been struggling for quite a long time, but still, it is a big achievement, I guess, for Srija as well. So I welcome you, Srija, I'm in the Toppers Talk. So how are you?
Sir, I'm fine, sir.
Okay, great. So, how the life has changed since the time you saw your result? Were you expecting to be like on in top 50 or top 100, or like how was it?
Sir, I have been expecting, to be very frank, that I would be somewhere around 100 to 200.
Okay,
So I thought I would get a decent rank, but rank 20 was something which is very much unexpected and gave me a huge happiness actually.
okay, great. So you saw the result itself, or you asked your parents or friends to see it, because we becomes very nervous when we, because this is like a huge success. So, and obviously after, I have seen many aspirants, who don't really look at their result. They ask their parents or their friends. So did it happen with you, or you were confident that you are going to get into the list? So
Sir, I was confident that I may be in the list,
okay,
but I was even thinking the same, like how should I see the PDF?
okay,
Or should I, where will I see my name?
okay,
So when immediately the results have come, my friend has messaged me that Srija, no more prelims. You made us proud.
okay,
That was the two messages, and immediately when I was trying to open the PDF from UPSC site, because I don't wanted to take that fake PDFs now.
right,
So then my friend called me and she congratulated me, rank 20 Srija. Then I asked her to cut the call first, and then
okay.
I've opened the PDF. I've seen my name, and there was just mere contentment, sir, at
Okay,
that moment.
right, right. Yeah, it was actually, it was a great moment, I guess, for you, for your family, for your friends. So that's good. So, Shrija, you have completed your MBBS in 2018, right?
Yes, sir. My final year of MBBS was in 2018. Then
Okay,
internship followed it. In 2019, I have finished my internship.
okay. And this was your second attempt?
No, sir, it's my first attempt.
It was your first attempt. So, that's great. It's really a big achievement if someone is clearing the UPSC and securing the rank 20 in the first attempt. I think this is the biggest achievement of your life
Uh,
so far.
so I think uh, I would like to say that it doesn't matter which attempt it is, because it takes more courage for a person to stand up
Right,
after getting bleeded,
right,
after getting injured. So I
right,
think attempt doesn't matter to a UPSC aspirant,
right,
and I think it's more proudful for any person who is failing and then still trying and getting the ranks
right,
instead.
right. Good. So, so how was the journey? The UPSC journey you followed. After you completed the MBBS. So, all of a sudden you thought about it to get into the preparation, or you had this in mind when you was pursuing the MBBS?
Sir, it was during internship actually
Okay.
when this thought process of civil services have started in me.
Uh-huh.
Then I was looking into civil services. What is this exam? How many papers? What subjects?
That's great.
So few topper talks, actually many topper talks instead. probably more than 100 I could have watched.
Oh.
So all those groundwork I was doing during my internship.
Mm-hmm.
Then immediately after the internship, I thought the strategy which I made, I have to work now.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing I was doing during internship, because if we see in medicine, it is 24/7 work.
Right.
We tend to work for 8 hours, but things will go on 24/7 in mind. So
Right.
I thought it's not the time where I have to divert my attention from medicine.
Okay.
And so I made my strategy ready before entering into civil services.
Okay.
And then I started from 2019 April.
So basically, in a very short span of time, you gathered so much of courage and everything, in a very short period of time. I mean, I have seen aspirants, they take like a year and maybe a couple of years. They have a thought whether they should go for this UPSC or not, because it's a very risky game nowadays. So they focus more on the plan B, right? But I mean, it is really nice to see you that just after completing your internship, you got into this field. That's great. So Srija, what was the major challenges, the hurdles you faced during this the entire time, the preparation? What was a major challenge you think?
So the major challenge will be firstly idealism.
Okay.
We tend to mock down ourselves with this intent of idealism that now I have to study for 12 hours.
Mhm.
Now no more social media, no more friends.
Right.
And now completely have to stick to my table and chair.
Mhm.
And the other thing, I'm going to blindly follow what the toppers are saying.
Okay.
So this myths about UPSC, I think they are the biggest hurdle for any person.
Right.
And the biggest myth is I'm going to clear in the first attempt. It's
Okay.
something which makes you confident, but I think if it doesn't happen, it breaks you equally. So taking the things in a lighter way is also something which I think I have learned during this process.
Okay, great. So, I mean, how did you overcome those challenges then? Because, I can understand, when you're watching so many videos, there are so many things to read, and you are not confident whether you are moving on a right path or not. This is the biggest challenge, I guess, right? How did you overcome those challenges?
Sir, I
Do you
think,
have the friends or
yes.
friends around you who are already in the services?
Not someone into services, sir. Friends, because two of my seniors were there into services. They just entered the services.
Okay.
So, and there were also other two seniors, actually three seniors, one from my school and two from my university,
Okay.
who have like very honestly said, Srija, it takes time. You should be very patient. And
Right.
I think you shouldn't think of plan B, at least if you try for 2 to 3 times, because it takes time.
Right.
And they have even mentioned their mistakes. I think it was only because of they investing their time in guiding me that these are the mistakes which we made and we lost these years.
Right.
And we don't want you to do that.
Okay.
Their honest approach to guide me was
Okay.
something I extend my gratitude for.
Okay.
And is also the reason that I could make it in first attempt.
Okay, that's great. So basically, what you're trying to say that a right mentor can, really shape the entire approach. It is, I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
this is a very critical component, I'll say.
Yes, sir. Because your seniors, when I don't know if we can say it as a mentor or someone, but I think a person who tends to push you into the
Right.
proper line is always the best person you can go to.
Right.
If at all you are deviating from your path, if you are self-doubting yourself.
Right.
So I think it is a must, sir. I think.
Okay, great to, I mean, we should be thanking, we should thank them too as well, because they have a very important role, they have played in your success as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Shrija, like, how the Civilsdaily has, like, how did you utilize the entire Civilsdaily ecosystem? Like, at what stages and how did it help you?
Sir, I have known about the initiative from Anudeep Durishetty sir.
Okay.
He has made a tremendous achievement in complete Telangana, I think. So when I just
Right.
thought of civil services then in 2018
Okay.
during my internship. Then when I followed sir, the thing he said was regarding current affairs. He followed the Samachar Manthan
Right.
of Civilsdaily.
Right.
So then even I searched it. That was the way I reached to Civilsdaily actually.
Okay.
Then I've seen that the current affairs test, there is one current affair test for every month.
Right.
As a part of prelims test series. So I thought it would be beneficial if I keep covering the current affairs each and every month.
Right.
So that those things won't be extended at once at last.
Right.
So that was the reason, sir, that I've taken the prelims test series and mains test series also.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, in Civilsdaily we have like Samachar Manthan, which you just talked about, where we are pushing students to write the test every week, which is very important because many student aspirants, they think they are going to start answer writing after they are going to clear the prelims or maybe in the later stage of the preparation. But again, it never happens. Either you have to start it from today, otherwise it is not going to happen. Answer writing is the biggest task, right?
Sir, I disagree with it partly because answer writing is something which we shouldn't do from day one.
Okay.
But instead, when your notes are ready and you are ready to write an answer, is only when the answer makes a difference.
Okay.
And it keeps improving also.
Okay.
I have heard that toppers do stress more on answer writing. It's important also, but you should know what is the right time when you have to start an answer also.
Right.
So that was what I experienced, sir.
Okay.
And I would also want to convey the same thing. Answer writing is important, but know when you have to start an answer. When you have an idea of the issues and you're confident, you obviously won't be confident throughout the journey. I can at least say that you have an idea regarding the different issues.
Right.
Then I think at least some 3/4 of your notes is done. You have to start writing an answer.
Okay. That's great. That's great. So, and what do you say nowadays? So we have so many platforms online or either offline where sources are available, and many aspirants, they are getting confused about like what to read, what not to read, because obviously when you have so many dishes on your plate, obviously you will get confused like what to eat, what not to eat. So in that situation, Srija, what do you think? How a mentor can play an important role?
Yes, sir. This reminds me of buffet where we tend to waste a lot of food instead of going on for ordering thing which you want and then finishing it off. The same thing happens with resources also. When we tend to have many resources, we read it very partly and we'll end up with knowledge which doesn't meet the dimensions, either the depth or width of the need. So there, I think the mentors, like your seniors, or sometimes you tend to take the help of the institutes also, which provide mentorship, or your own friends who have been doing that subject will help you. So yes, sir, they'll direct you to the path again.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, this is for the audience, guys. I mean, in Civilsdaily, we are the pioneer in providing the mentorship program. We started it a couple of years back, and we have a team of very good mentors, who are going to, just help you at every stage of the preparation. So this is what I mean, we can see that the Srija, she has a good, friends who are into the services. She has, I mean, they have guided her how to achieve, how to, follow a proper path to get a good rank in the services. So apart from the academic things, Srija, like how did you keep the motivation up always, like during the entire preparation? Did you face any kind of downtime in the entire preparation? Did it happen with you? Sometimes, it happens when you get frustrated and you don't feel like, continuing with the preparation. So how did you keep yourself motivated in that kind of situation?
So firstly, that mentorship thing.
Okay.
I was since I was part of the mains test series also, I was given the number of one of the mentor whom I would like to thank, Shweta Mam.
Okay.
She's already into services, as I know her, and she gave. I think I spoke to her quite a few times, and she was one who said this thing to me during the time of interview, and I was like, should I prepare for prelims or should I study religiously for interview? She said, Srija, this is your first attempt, and you are saying you have done mains well. See, what happens if you don't make prelims this time? You can still give the prelims next time. So just keep your complete focus on the interview and do what you have to do.
Okay.
That was the advice I think has mattered during the interview preparation. Like there's many people who will guide you towards success.
Right.
They are not seen, but when time comes, I think you have to extend your thank. And yeah, I need to thank ma'am. That advice which she gave had cleared me from that confusion that should I go for prelims also, apart from interview. Then I was like completely into interview that I have to score maximum how much I can.
Okay, that's great.
And regarding the motivation thing, sir. Yes, sir. As any person, because UPSC is a very long journey, and consistency is the biggest challenge for any human being, be it a UPSC aspirant also.
Right.
You tend to experience the lows during your preparation,
Right.
and it is human to get experience.
Yeah.
If not, you are going to be a robot. You shouldn't be.
Right.
And then it was my friends again who used to talk to me like 1 to 2 hours. This is something which I have been saying continuously, but I don't think so. For if I say it infinite number of times, also that gratitude which I extend to them would be finished.
Exactly.
So yes, it was my friends who were putting me into that path. And at times I used to watch movies. Some inspirational movies used to be there, like Neerja and Bhag Milkha Bhag.
Right.
These two were always those movies which I used to watch whenever I used to feel low.
Okay.
So, and my parents also, I get to talk with my parents and think of the situations which I faced during internship, the most difficult situations which probably I have seen.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the ways by which I think a person tends to self-motivate. And I don't think motivation, you have to expect it from someone else. You have to seek happiness and similarly self-motivate yourself also towards happiness.
Yeah, that's a, I mean, great thing you have said. You have to seek within yourself. The happiness is the important factor. If you're not happy, then obviously the motivation will lack always. That's great. So, Shrija, the very important question, you might have seen there are so many aspirants who are preparing for last 3-4 years. They are devoting their time, their money, they are like their family is involved into it, right? They are getting frustrated, but they are, I mean, it is quite visible. They are, putting a lot of hard work, but still they are not able to clear this exam. And you did it in the first attempt. So what is that important message you would like to, share with them, so that they will get some idea like what kind of mistakes they are making, and what is those area where they should make an improvement. So just any critical messages for them.
So I can just say that the most there are two most important teachers in your life. That is time and a failure.
Right.
They do teach you a lot. Like you can't expect best teachers than them ever in the world. So
Right.
when they are trying to teach you something, be receptive to it. If you have failed, then try to learn what you made as a mistake. Unless until you don't give that value to a failure, I don't think you deserve that failure also to be experienced.
Right.
So cry so much so that you don't have to cry again.
Okay.
So in that way, I think once you have failed in this process of examination, which is human to occur, learn what you're making mistake, analyze yourself, and seek the correct guidance for what you have made wrong with, and then correct it and go. This is what I can say, sir, in this big process of UPSC.
Right, right. So basically, I mean, there is no fixed process everyone should follow, right? There is no fixed process. I mean, yes, I mean, obviously the hard work does matter. It matters a lot. But yes, if hard work with the right approach, I think they have to follow to clear this exam.
Yes, I don't think there will be any substitute for hard work, because unless until you don't, our sir used to say something that if you don't work, if you don't do hard work, how will it turn into smart work?
Right.
You have to do a work and then try to modify it into smart work. So I don't think there can be any replacement for hard work ever.
Okay, great. So, Srija, anything you would like to share about this strategy, which for the beginners or maybe for the veterans? Any strategy, in just very brief, which you would like to share?
So one finding which I made during my mains prep, I could say, sir, that the 10 marks and 15 mark answers, I think that could be beneficial because the coming time is going to be main.
Right.
So 10 marks, I think 10 marks are as important as 15 marks.
Okay.
So try to give enough time for 10 marks. Don't just give an hour or an hour 10 minutes. It doesn't fetch you good marks. This was my personal observation. That you can impress the examiner within 15 mark range, because you will be given 3 sides where you can draw diagrams. You can just increase the space between the lines you write, and still you can fetch good marks, but not in 10 mark answer.
Okay.
So this is one thing I did. So I was allotting some 1 hour 20 minutes, which used to go to 1 hour 30 minutes altogether. But still I used to be stress free, because 10 mark answer are going to yield you good marks again.
Okay.
So 15 marks I used to again I used to use the tricks of of drawing diagrams and drawing flowcharts and all. I was good at drawing flowcharts because I was from the medicine background already. So yes, in that way I used to finish off 15-mark answers also. So see what works for you while writing tests. And also the optional, I think you have to write test series, because in optional, one of the important finding which I made was in optional paper will be in group A and group B. So there will be some 5 questions in group A and 5 questions in group B, and where you have to write a compulsory the first and fifth one, and choose each like other 3 from both the groups. So this choice of question will be very, very critical. Because each question is going to have many subset of questions. So probably you'll be knowing just 3 or 5, and sometimes you'll be knowing 4 or 5, or all the 4 you don't know. So to make this choice, you have to put yourself into that pressure point. So mocks and test series for optional also, that too for 3 hours, are very, very must. And medical sciences is not an exception. And this
so
is
you had medical science as an optional?
Yes, sir. Mine was medical science.
So, Srija, now, I mean, in a month or 2, you will get the joining letter and all, right? So, you are going to have a lot of responsibility on your shoulder, right? So, how are you planning to handle that? I mean, are you excited or you are nervous?
I think I'm both, sir, because, but I think this is how any journey starts with. I was even nervous when I was thinking of UPSC. And the things have followed in the same way. And I want to experience the same thing, because unless until you are nervous, how will you put yourself onto your toes and keep yourself responsible for what you're doing? So I'm enjoying it, sir.
Okay, great. Yeah, because the life is going to be very exciting, right? Once you get on the board, it's going to be very exciting, and that's great. So, Srija, I think, it is really a proud moment for us to have you here. And if there is anything you would like to share, one more thing, important thing is, if you are writing any blog or anything, please do write, whatever the recommendations or, critical points you want to share with the aspirants who have been struggling. It might help them to clear this exam, right?
I've already started a Telegram initiative, sir, and I would again say that the inspiration for Telegram initiative is from Shweta Mam, sir, who himself has started a Telegram channel, from whom the insights for very minor subjects like world history, at times the international relations, the bodies and all, I was fetching out the important points from his Telegram channel quite frequently, like how I was even looking at the blog of Anudeep Durishetty, sir. And even Tati Reddy ma'am, I have to extend my thank to her, because it was her blog and her essay which I directly used the anecdote in my final essay also. So yes, this was the way how I was using the topper copies and answers also. And I have started a Telegram initiative for the general studies as well as medical sciences, where I'll be dropping my notes, sir. And I'm even available on Twitter, where you can ask questions so that I can drop the same into my Telegram channel. And yes, sir, I think you have to also listen to this topper talks and be choosy in choosing whose talk you're going to see, because it is your background also, and the optional which you select. Because for example, if you are choosing sociology as your optional, the same person would have avoided society at times, and also would have not read much detailedly regarding the polity which is related to society. So in that way, you can reduce your burden while you follow the topper who has followed similar kind of optional. So be choosy in choosing the talks which you are going to give your time for, and also do see the toppers' papers. They does make a lot of difference. I myself have picked up many hints from Anudeep sir's test, and from Vishakha Yadav ma'am's ethics papers. So yes, sir, in this way I think you have to look, because the toppers themselves would have looked into other toppers also. So it is a subset of all those hints which you
now the aspirants are going to look for your copy.
Sir, it would be, if it benefits them,
yes,
why not?
It helps a lot. We can understand that. So yeah, that's great. Yeah, so because even in Civilsdaily we have a official Telegram channel, and we are also on the Habitat as well, where many toppers has already joined, and whenever they get the time, they are sharing their experience. They are keep motivating the aspirants. So even if when you get time, we would welcome you also there on the platform. If whenever you get a chance, please do provide inputs for those aspirants who have been struggling for quite a long time.
And one more thing, sir. I
Yeah,
think
sure.
regarding Yojana, Kurukshetra, Niti Aayog, whatnot, ARC, there are many things to read, but I think we don't have so much of time.
Right.
So use your time very, very beneficially, productively to yourself, because it's the most valuable thing for you, that too in 20 to 30 years of age. And
Right.
that I can say you that I have not read any of these things,
Okay.
but I was giving time equally to something which is very, very important. For example, economic survey, the part 2, I
Right.
used to read completely.
Right.
I used to give some 10 days or good amount of time. I used to read it completely. And part 1 very, very selectively after watching videos.
Right.
So in this way, allot your time to documents which does matter you. But
Okay.
not everything which is present under the sun. Doesn't make a sense actually.
Right. Right. So even for the essay, you have not read these magazines.
No, so I think essay is something which you tend to write when you understand an issue.
Right.
It is not the number of points you're going to mention in the
Right.
essay which matters. It is how analytical. I don't even think analytically, descriptively.
Right.
You mention a single issue. I think at least some 3 to 4 issues when you mention regarding a single essay. It does matter. Instead of putting some 10, it becomes more informative rather than interesting to be read. So in that I can again say one of my non-UPSC friend, she used to
Oh.
continuously see my essays and keep saying, Srija, I think this doesn't go well with this thing. And she used to be very wise in guiding me also.
Okay.
She has seen my 15 essays
Oh,
all
that's
through the
great.
COVID times. And one more friend who has corrected me in the last minute. I think when you go with the non-UPSC friends correction, that rigidity of being more informative decreases. And second thing is it will give a new fresh idea to your essay
Right.
and makes it more simpler to be understood, which
Okay.
is the basic essence of any essay.
Okay.
So that was some other trick which I have followed again from another topper.
Okay. That's great. That's great. So nice, Shrija. I mean, it is really nice talking with you, and we thank you again to be here with us. And we wish you best of luck for your future.
Thank you so much.
And
sir.
we hope that we will be seeing you somewhere. That you are doing a great job in your services, and obviously you will get the opportunity for sure. And we wish you best of luck for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civilsdaily.